days when she'd be like, oh God, why? And I'll be like, yeah, they're there. What do you do? And, you kind of just brush it aside because it's there, it's going on. And then I'm like, but we are talking.
Brush it aside means to ignore something or not take it seriously. For example, I told her I was feeling stressed, but she just brushed it aside and changed the subject.
Times when people in the name of humor are just basically jibing.
Right.
First ask yourself if you have the capacity to take it on your chin.
Take it on the chin means to accept a difficult or unpleasant situation without complaining or giving up. For example, yeah, I failed my driving test, but I'll just take it on the chin and try again next week.
Within your own story, you know that everything may not necessarily have always been hunky-dory.
Hunky-dory means everything is fine, going well, or okay, usually said in a cheerful or laid-back way. For example, don't worry about me, everything is hunky-dory over here.
I have been fortunate where I have never needed to embrace any diets. Some people possibly need to.
Absolutely.
So we can't sit on a high horse and give any kind of advice that hey, you don't need to do this.
Sit on a high horse means to act like you're better, smarter, or more moral than others, often in a judgmental or condescending way. For example, she always sits on a high horse, telling everyone how to live healthy, but she skips workouts all the time.
You're going to do Hollywood films now.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, the director is going to say, kiss him. What are you going to do?
We'll cross the bridge when we reach it.
We'll cross the bridge when we reach it means there's no need to worry about a problem now. You'll deal with it if and when it actually happens. For example, what if the car breaks down on the trip? Let's not stress. We'll cross that bridge when we reach it.
Would you ever consider cosmetic surgery or any sort of thing like that?
See, at this point, and you can see everything's moving. You guys would know. Very, very honestly, it's God's been kind so far. And it's each to their own and the choices that they make.
Each to their own means everyone has their own preferences, and that's okay even if you don't agree or understand them. For example, I don't get how he enjoys pineapple on pizza, but hey, each to their own.
While I come across so cool and calm and composed, it's not a front. I guess that is a facet to me. Sometimes I just wish I was more, tough. I was more thick-skinned.
Thick-skinned means not easily hurt or offended by criticism, insults, or negative comments. For example, you've got to be thick-skinned to survive on social media these days.
There are lots of people I've met that I can count on, and there are some that you can't, but that's life. It's accepting that truth rather than mulling over it and questioning it and saying, why?
Mulling over means thinking about something carefully, especially before making a decision. For example, I'm still mulling over whether to take that new job or not.
There's a reason Sanjay put that kind of poster out initially.
Yes, you're running.
That's my life. It's been for the longest time. It's always been a race against time. That's my story.
Race against time means you're trying to do something very quickly because there is a deadline or time is running out. For example, we were in a race against time to finish the project before the client meeting.
Actually, when someone says home, Bandra would still come to you because you're suddenly still adjusting to Juhu, and especially in our lives, because you're not just staying home. We're up and about and working and running and traveling.
Up and about. It means someone is out of bed and active again, usually after being sick, resting, or recovering. For example, glad to see you up and about. You were looking rough last week.
What I did know deep down within, when you say, did you know you'd always be a movie star? No. But I did know that if I chose to do one, it would be a choice. It's not a walk in the park.
A walk in the park describes something that is very easy or effortless. No stress, no challenge. For example, compared to last semester, this class is a walk in the park.
You don't need to guess what you're looking like, but the point is you've got to pull your socks up and get on with the day.
Pull your socks up means to start trying harder, improve your effort, or get your act together, usually after not doing so well. For example, After that poor performance, the coach told the team to pull their socks up.